good to see you. For those of you who have been following my channel, you'll know that around about a year or so ago I bought this BMW M135I, and I just thought I'd like to give you a little bit of an update. Cost of ownership, you know, things that have gone wrong, all that kind of stuff, because I've had a lot of people asking, and I think a lot of you kind of going, hey, these are really cool, but they're money pits and, you know, yada yada yada, all the rest of it. So let's go find out, shall we? After over 12 months worth of ownership, absolutely nothing has gone wrong. No, that would be a lie. Things have gone wrong, and I'm quite happy to fill you in on all of that stuff. Nothing too life-threatening, but annoying all the same. The first issue I had was about 3 months into ownership. Now, bearing in mind this car is over 10 years old and it had done about 60,000 Ks or just under that. So around about kind of 40,000 miles, if you like. But, you know, over 10 years old. So the first thing that happened was I was driving the car to work and I was passing the car and it suddenly did a little bit of a pop. I got a nice, lovely message on my iDrive to say that the car was still drivable, but get it serviced. I lost a lot of power, and once I'd had a really good look at it, I could still get past the car, but that actual really big push that I had when I put my foot on the accelerator was just gone. There was just a lack of power there. Essentially what it was the turbo pressure pipe. Now that's plastic, and it breaks down after a period of time. And what had happened was the actual the area that connected to the inlet pipe began to fall to pieces, and it had literally just come off. So literally none of the compressed air that was coming from the turbo was actually making its way to the engine, so it was kind of sucking air, which obviously made it sound a little bit kind of drony as well, and made it considerably slower. Everyone on all the forums that I've seen, and I didn't see any that said the opposite, all said don't bother about the genuine article again, because A, it will cost you more, and B, they will break down again. Go and get yourself an aftermarket one. So I did. I went and looked. There were some really cheap ones on AliExpress, and I really didn't feel that was a good idea to do that. So I actually went to one of the local dealers in Wellington, and I bought one from them, which was just a bit over $600. New one is actually two-piece, and it's stainless steel, beautifully made, and it has like a silicon kind of joint between, so really solidly made. And I thought, you know what, that's perfect. One pressure pipe, done. It wasn't a huge big deal, but yeah. And the really interesting thing, the BMW item was about $1,100 New Zealand, so you know, half that for American roughly. And this one was cheaper than that, and it's better. New Zealand is a tiny little country on the other side of the world. We probably couldn't be any further from Europe if we tried. So we do tend to pay more for our stuff, unfortunately. The next thing is I took it in for a service, and I got a warrant of fitness done on it, and they said to me, you've got 2 oil leaks. I went, okay. So the two common, I have now researched it, there's 2 common oil leaks with the N54 engine. One of them is the rocker cover gasket. So you get oil onto the exhaust manifold and you get smoke. Go figure. So that does need to be done. And one other one, which is a bit of an idiosyncrasy for this engine, is the oil pump gasket as well. A little bit more major with that too, and the fact that if you don't get that done, oil can go down the front of the engine, can get onto your belts, and sometimes those belts can slip and do quite a nasty piece of damage. So it's something you really need to get done. So what happened here? Don't go for counselling quite yet. I drove the car home quietly and had the car scanned, and it was the same problem as before. An air leak that caused the pressure sensor in the manifold to have another hissy fit. The main issue is here, with the new turbo pressure pipe connected to the intercooler. It was ever so slightly ajar and under high boost was just leaking a little bit of air. What did we do to fix it? We loosened the flexi couplers at the top, moved the pipe down slightly and brought the intercooler up to meet it, just so it all sat nice and flush. To be fair, the second issue at the track was not the car's fault, it was mine. Hey guys, as you may have noticed at the end of my last video, I ended on it with an engine check light if anyone was looking. On iDrive, chasing the Mustang down the back straight. Yeah, so far so good. It's performing really nicely. I'm just warming it up first before we give it a bit of a squirt. But it's running beautifully. So I've had this thing up on blocks for 2 weeks, haven't had the chance to get to it. So this is a real pleasure to be able to get back in this car and drive it. Oh God, the river's up high. I won't be able to go fishing. That sucks. Okay, going to go on my favourite piece of road. We'll go and have just a bit of a drive and a bit of a play. Not going to do anything too crazy. Don't need to break it again, and I certainly want to look after this thing and keep it in really, really good nick. So yeah, I'll just be taking it nice and easy, but give it a couple of little squirts, which will be good. Here's a breakdown of what the car has cost me so far. Any questions that you might have, leave them in the comments and I'll answer them as honestly as I can. Thanks for watching guys, see you in the next one.